Loud.
All right. We have a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I'll
Thank you.
second it.
Thank you.
Point of order, could we?
Can we just vote on this first? Open the meeting.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I did.
Okay, Bob is not here, right? Lee?
Yes.
Laurel?
Yes.
Jay is not here. Caitlin?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Thank you. Nancy?
Yes.
We're just oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
We're just opening the meeting, Lindsay.
Okay.
And myself, yes. Okay, here we go.
Okay, could we move the reorganization of the board up to number 2 instead of the review of the minutes? Only because, well, for 2 reasons. One, sometimes, I know Lindsay sometimes has to leave early. Sometimes Jay does, but he's not here tonight, but I just thought that. And also, this way, Nancy can type in the new slate on the contract, print it, and we can all sign it while we're here. Well, Darcy, because it has to be in by June 30th. So I guess we have to have a vote on that, right? Yes. To just move it
Is
up.
that a motion, Laura?
Yeah, just move-
I second
I'm
that.
Yeah, I'm making a motion to move it up.
Okay, you're making a motion.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I second it.
Okay. Let's go.
Any discussion on that? Anybody want to amend it to go after the minutes or anything like that? Are we good with it doing it right away? Okay. So we have a motion on the floor, Lee. Laurel,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
and Jan, yes. Okay. So we will
I make
go
a motion to nominate Caitlin Larocco as chair.
Kathy, I was in the middle of speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I
That's
just heard you
okay.
say, does anybody have anything to say, any discussion about that?
No, I'm sorry, but you kind of interrupted me. I was, and you didn't realize.
I didn't realize that. I apologize.
And I just, because I wanted to introduce, this agenda item. Okay,
Sure, go right ahead.
thank you, thank you. So we're moving up the reorganization of the board. And, I think that it's really important, before we do this, I wanted to personally thank everybody who has served as an elected officer for the last 2 years. That's
Thank
Bob, myself, I don't really use it. Thank myself, but, and Nancy, who's been secretary for 2 years, and Laurel has done the treasury job for 2 years. And I just really feel it's important to thank folks who step up and do this, because
Right.
it is a commitment, and our board is here to support our library, but it takes all of us to do that because we are a
Right.
team. So I really wanted to do that. I also wanted to remind everybody of the process because there was some confusion. Every elected board member can serve no more than 2 terms. So, except for the treasurer, right? So we have 3 that have to be changed. And we will do the order as it is listed in the bylaws. So I also wanted to mention too that I am willing to go from vice chair to chair. And it would be my pleasure to do so. And now I will ask for other nominations. for
I
chair.
nominate Caitlin Larocco as chair. I think she brings a lot of new ideas to the board. I think it's time for new ideas. It's time for stepping up. We're elected by the townspeople, and we owe them the best we can give. And I think it's wonderful to have someone new with fresh ideas.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're
we-
welcome.
Do we have any other nominations?
I nominate Jim.
Okay, yeah, I thought you had nominated yourself, but okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you need to
nominated.
nominate, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need seconds?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so we have 2 nominations. Do we have any others? I want to make sure everybody has a chance. If they want to step up into this position, now is the time.
Who was the
Oh.
second nomination, Jan? I didn't hear it clearly.
And
Jan.
Jan,
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So, maybe what we'll do right now is just take 2 minutes for each of us to say why we want to be chair. Does that make sense? Just put it out there and then we can have a vote.
Like candidates night, but short.
Don't we need a second to
No, we don't.
make it official?
no,
So thank you to Kathy for nominating me. I came onto the board just about a year ago. I've had a great year learning the ins and outs of the library and how everything's run. I look up to all of you because we've been doing this for so long. I'm eager to continue learning. I know that if I am chair, I will still need help figuring some things out, and well, that's why we're a team here. But I'm happy to step into the role and to help lead and guide us and continue making this library the best place it can be for the little ones all the way up to the big ones.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. So, the reason that I decided that I wanted to be chair is because I feel that it is important to kind of follow a little bit of our procedure, which is, you know, when you're vice chair, you have that opportunity to be chair on occasion and to work with the chair. And it gives you that experience that makes it, you know, you're more qualified to be chair. And I felt it was important that I do that for the board because it's just very clear to me that, you know, we all have to take turns to do this. And as being chair, I would continue to put the library and take it very seriously, the position that it is, and help Darcy as much as possible, and the board and the community. But I also would look at it as an opportunity for the next vice chair to get the experience and then become chair as we move forward. Oh. All right. So this is going to be different how we do this vote. Not really sure the best way to do it.
No matter what, you're both amazing.
No, I'm just thinking of the most appropriate way to do it because we have to do roll call vote. So we
Then
can.
we do it one at a time.
what? Do what one at a time?
We can ask each person one at a time who they're voting for.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But we'll continue with the roll call vote we have. All right, are we ready? Take this to a vote for the position of chair of the library trustee. Lee?
Yeah.
Laura? Kate? Isn't here, Caitlin? Did I go for this? Oh, yeah. Kathy?
Caitlin,
Nancy? Jan? Lindsay?
Jan?
And Jan? Jan. If I did this right, it looks like Jan is 4 votes to 3 for Caitlin.
Mhm. Okay,
All right, can we move on to vice chair?
I nominate Caitlin Larocco as
Yeah.
vice chair.
Sure, I'm happy to help the group in any way. I know I didn't actually go into it thinking I would take the chair position a few weeks ago, but was fine to step up. So vice chair sounds great.
I just say, Nancy's been a very valuable part of the board.
Mhm.
And it makes me kind of sad that you can't be on the board anymore.
why isn't she going to be on the board?
Because she's gonna be secretary again,
Oh, she's still on the board.
not after.
Of course, she's still on the board.
We're all on the
Not
board,
an
but she-
officer.
Chair.
Officer, yeah.
Officers, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, it's, so, there's a part of me that wants to nominate vice chair, how do you feel about that?
like Caitlin said, I'm happy to serve any way that I can, except I know I won't be secretary, and so I'm concerned about who will step into that role.
Right. Maybe we need to figure out. I know I'm not a board member, but secretary is important and that needs to be figured out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
Like,
I nominate Lee for secretary.
Not interested, thank you.
I'm fine to do secretary if you want to do vice chair.
If that works for you.
Or somebody else
Yeah.
could do secretary, but if that, you know,
Maybe we should ask if anybody wants to do secretary.
we'll say the minutes that Caitlin took were really good when you did the minutes.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
and then that would allow Nancy to still be an officer as well, so she could stay on secretary.
Right.
Okay, so shall we go back to?
Which means if we're following suit, vice chair becomes chair.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well,
Yeah, but
That's not,
for
that is
certain.
not by,
That's only
that
if the
is
vice
not-
chair wants to do that.
Well, that's what-
right, exactly. That's not any, nothing in the bylaws. Yeah, and there's no bylaw that says that. There's no open meeting law that says that.
Too many people talking, I'm sorry, Kathy, I'm sorry, there was too many.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. No, I said there's no rule and no bylaw and no open meeting law that says the vice chair automatically becomes chair. That mistake was made one time recently on this board, and it shouldn't have been allowed to go by. And so if Nancy can be vice chair, or Caitlin, or anybody can be secretary, but everybody has the same chance every year. It's not a 2-year. If you read the bylaws, it's not a
Right.
2-year election. It's a 1-year election with a 2-year maximum of serving.
Kathy, we totally agree on that. My
Yeah.
point was only that, it makes sense if you've been vice chair, that you should be willing to become chair if you're able to. That's all. Obviously, it's not a rule and it's not something that is.
Right.
So let's
Right.
go back to the nominations for vice chair. We had,
I nominate Nancy.
any other nominations for vice chair?
Well, we had a
Kathy,
nomination.
you nominated Caitlin. Are you still nominating Caitlin for vice chair?
I do.
Okay, so we have
But I
Caitlin.
think that should be between her and Nancy, whoever wants to do it. I'm 50-50.
Well, we have to vote. We
Well,
nominated.
wait,
Yeah.
wait.
I'm gonna support Nancy as being vice chair,
Okay.
even though I would take the role, but I want to support you, and then I can backfill secretary unless somebody else wants to go.
Oh.
So you're
Excellent.
withdrawing your name on vice chair?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so. So the name on the floor now is Nancy for vice chair. And so let's have a vote. Lee,
Yes.
Laurel,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Lindsay,
yes.
and Jan, yes. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. And now we have secretary. Nominate Caitlin.
Thank you.
You can do all three jobs. Fine.
They're all yours.
Thank you.
You know, unless someone else wants to be treasurer. But,
No,
yeah, I mean,
But you've
Whether-
been the secretary. so-
I've been sorry.
Are there any other nominations
I love that
from the
face.
floor?
For years.
Are there any other nominations from the floor for secretary? All right, then. The
Did
person-
Kate, who said they wanted to be? I
Caitlin.
nominate Caitlin for secretary.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to a vote then. Lee,
Yes.
Laurel,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
and Jan, yes. Congratulations.
Okay.
Congratulations to all of you.
Well, now we have treasurer. Laurel,
Oh, yeah.
are
let's
you
go.
wanting to stay on or do you?
It's way easy, and unless someone else really wants it, the only thing that is make it more complicated, I don't think I have to be bonded anymore. That was the issue when we were doing the bylaws. So that having been taken off the plate, it's only the Bartholomew. We have no checkbook, we have none of that. It would just be if someone else wants it, you'd have to turn it over with Bartholomew, getting in the passwords and all that stuff, you know, so that you could whoever it would be could get into that account. But
I nominate
Anyone-
Laurel to stay in the position.
I'll accept
Is
it.
anybody else interested in the treasurer position? I see a lot of-
I nominate Laurel.
All right, Laurel, it looks like it's you. Let's put it to a vote. Lee,
Yes,
Laurel,
Yes,
Caitlin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes,
Lindsay,
Yes.
and Jan, yes. Okay.
I could serve
Congratulations.
anyway, because it's 2 years, you could serve for 2 years, and this is only my second year as treasurer, so.
what?
yeah, it's
Oh,
only
you
my-
said just didn't make any sense. You can serve 2 years and you just did your second year.
No, this is coming up my second year. I just was nominated last year when,
You are?
yeah, when Mary Lou went off
Oh,
and Caitlin
okay.
came on.
Right,
and became
yes.
treasurer.
Mary Lou
So
says.
but I thought there wasn't a time limit.
There isn't,
Yeah.
but I mean, if there were,
If there, yeah, if a time limit
it would,
was in the bylaws.
it would have
but-
been anyway,
yeah.
so. Okay, good. So
right.
now you have that, Nancy, and you could just plug those in and you can type it up and, print it out.
Yeah.
And sign the contract.
The
when we
director's
get to that.
contract,
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Congratulations to all of you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as I said before, it's a team job and, it's great there's people willing to be officers because I've been on boards where nobody wants to be an officer.
Well, even our last
Yes.
meeting, everyone was just, let me look at the floor.
All right, so let's go back to number 2 review of minutes.
Yes, okay. Wonderful job.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for the minutes,
Thank
Nancy.
you. Yes, no, it's always very good. Do we
Yes.
have a motion?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second?
Any discussion, any changes, anything?
I found a one typo.
Okay,
Uh,
Jack?
Canopy is spelled with a K and not a C, even though the real word canopy is spelled with a C. Canopy that we subscribe to is spelled with a K.
Autocorrect.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
In the long run, it probably doesn't matter too much. I saw it and I was like,
Thank
it's
you.
canopy.
Nope.
Canopy.
I'll make a motion then that we accept the minutes with that one correction.
Second,
Thank you. And so Lee.
Yes.
Laurel.
Yes.
Caitlin.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Nancy.
Yes,
Lindsay.
Yes.
And Jan. Yes. Treasurer's report, Laurel. You
Yeah.
are up.
I am up. I sent you the treasurer's report and we're continuing to make money, which is a good thing. Ending balance is $145,000, $145,111.43. And this was as of Monday, 8:11 a.m. Who knows what's happened in the meantime, but I wanted to get this out to you. Yeah, doing well, so. I did ask, and on another note, we had mentioned that this was supposed to be the meeting for having, discussion about the Francis Sullivan account money.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
And we didn't put that on the agenda, it was, so I did contact, Michelle and Rebecca to see if they could come at some point this summer to one of our meetings. And we can have a discussion as to how much money is in there, what our thoughts are, what their thoughts are, etc. And I have not heard back from them. I sent it either Thursday or Friday of last week, and I have not heard back. So I'm working on that to have them come to one of our summer meetings. If that's agreeable, because I think they're.
That
That's
makes
excellent.
to have that.
Yeah, that was supposed to be done this meeting, I think.
Yes, yeah, I had that down
Yeah.
and it was like, oh. And it's fine. I mean,
We
Yeah.
were also going to
We
have,
just have to kind of fit around vacations and all that. Do we have, if you didn't get to talk to them, you don't have an idea on the total now, do you?
me, no.
Okay.
it's close to 500,000, isn't it?
How much, Jan?
It was in the
Originally
first
was,
place.
Yeah, but it's made.
So it might,
probably
yeah.
made
We
some
were
changes.
also going to, as a board, prioritize some of the things that we felt the money should be used for, which we should probably do before they come.
Before they come, which is, yeah,
Yeah, and I know,
We should definitely talk.
I know
about
there's
it.
been discussion, yeah.
yeah, I know Steve had his list
list.
and we can also grab from that, because I think, you know, he knows the building in and
So
out,
do you
so.
want to put that on the agenda for next month and
Mhm.
then ask them to come in August or September? Once we.
Not a
have
bad
that
idea.
discussion. Okay, I'll do that.
So we can prepare together.
And like you said, vacations, the whole thing, but, who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we'll get that on the agenda for next month, right, so that we can work on it. And maybe resurrect, Darcy, you can resurrect Steve's list.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Darcy, are you all set, Laura?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Sorry.
Thank you.
okay, I have some things. All right, so the circ statistics, as you can see, they're fairly on par. Are there any questions about those? Okay, okay.
Easy place.
Yes, yes. And then the standout programming, of course, the story time still is wild, but like a controlled type of wild, because Miss Evangeline has it
Excellent.
under control. I'm working on getting her a helper for the summer though. A volunteer. So you can see our Frank Mendoza program in May, which was it was about veterans in movies or movies about wartime, I think. And then the Grenier Air Base, which was up at Nichols Village, but anybody who wanted to attend from the public could, and we collaborated with them. So those were our top three. And then you can see our totals. Adult and youth were neck and neck. I kept putting the numbers into the spreadsheet, like who's gonna win, who's gonna win. And then the warrants. And I'll say a lot of this was a lot of this whole total was material spending, so we could get that done. Yes, unfortunately, this warrant here finishes it up. So, and it was only like 17 done, but 1300, whatever was written on the thing I sent earlier. So 2545 was $5,988.97. 2547 was $11,702.79. And then the total was $17,691.76. And yes, like I said, a lot of that is material spending and me getting really, really into ordering overdrive materials, which
That's wonderful.
has been, it's actually really awesome. And I wish I had done it earlier in the year, but for this next fiscal year, I've budgeted so that there is the pocket that I grab renewals and stuff from also has digital allowance too. So
So are those already available?
yes. They are all available. I think there's nothing left that's pre-ordered, but we do have the ability to pre-order, but I didn't want to do that anymore just because now we're out of we finished up the money,
Right.
and I can do for
They're all-
July on.
Might be a great thing for Matt to do, and yes, more hours, is to do a kind of an introduction for the overdrive, since we've got all.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So,
Promote that.
and I will say it looks exactly like the regular overdrive that everybody uses. It's just that the titles that we own go to our patrons first. And then following that, they go to MVLC patrons, and following that, they'll go to patrons from other consortiums. So it goes in kind of a level order.
That's great.
And some of them I was able to order forever copies because like some publishers don't really allow forever copies. It's like you can have 100 checkouts on a copy, or you could have the copy for 2 years, but some allow you to do forever copies, which I tried to do for some things I thought would have some staying power. So
Well, that's good to know though, so that if you know.
yeah, it tells you right on the
want to take
website.
It will say that this is only available for 2 years or.
Yeah, it
Okay.
gives you different levels. Each level has a different price, but sometimes there's
For the patrons too.
oh, for us for the patrons it won't say that this copy
Only
staying
available
forever.
for 2 years.
Or but there are some items in Overdrive that'll also always be available, but only for 100 checkouts. So there's a whole bunch of different levels and types depending on the publisher.
And they take care of that. You don't have to port.
Yeah, I mean, I can choose if they give you more than one option, you have to choose which you think is a better fit for your library or your consortium, but and money wise, but I will say I had a good time doing
Trying to spend money.
that.
And thank you, because we have met our requirement, correct?
Absolutely.
Good.
Excellent. Excellent.
Absolutely, we have. All right, so let's see. So that was the budget update. So I skipped the summer reading. So I have some summer reading challenge information for all of you to be in the know. So for adults, you are getting a Minko board again. And this time you're not choosing any prompts of your own. You get a randomized board that the staff
Non-fiction for me. You watch.
no, the staff
Love that.
some of the staff have assembled them, and we kind of kept in mind variety and stuff. So I think like Matt assembled one, I assembled one, Sue assembled one, I think maybe Evangeline. Lauren would probably do it all nonfiction one because that's what she loves. But
Every patron who is involved in the adult summer reading challenge will get a different scoreboard or bingo card.
There'll be a variety.
it's a variety. So there's like maybe 4 or 5 different ones, and whichever one you get is the one you get in your packet.
You don't get upset.
Exactly.
I suppose you could swap it.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, we have gift cards donated from local businesses, and
So that's wonderful.
And I will say, I love the bingo challenge because it does make me read books. Because I'm so competitive, I have to get my bingos. And the books that I would typically not pick up.
Mhm.
If it's not a historical novel, I'm not into it, or comedy. But now I've read all kinds of things, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I love this genre. So
Yeah,
yes,
it
thank you.
opens your eyes.
It does.
It really does.
Well, it's like the library planned it that way.
I know.
Take a look, it's in a book. So under 6s, it's either a bingo board or a game board. Evangeline is out there finalizing it, but it's going to be the prompts, and either every row gets a prize or every few squares gets a prize. But it's read a book about a dog, read a book by Anna Dewdney, read
Kind of the way it was last.
very similar. So even if it doesn't look exactly the same, it'll be very similar. And Reading Dragons. So yes, so the Reading Dragons, we're hoping are going to be a big hit. A bunch of libraries are doing them. So it's hard to explain, but when you sign up, you get 4 cards to start. it's your starter pack of one dragon family, and you get an egg, a baby, a teen, and an adult, and then you have to complete certain squares, 4 squares of 30 minutes to get a new family of dragons. And so you get you get a new family of dragons each time, and you could choose which one. So you get kind of a brochure of information and which dragons there are. So you could actually choose, like, I want this family, I want this family, and then at the end they get the Topsfield Fair Prize pack. So
they actually like playing, like.
yeah,
fun kind of thing?
basically think of rock, paper, scissors.
Mhm.
You do that with the dragon cards somehow.
It's like
It's-
playing war with cards.
Kind of.
Right.
The information is written on the brochure of the
This sounds,
information
that sounds
brochure.
like
That
fun.
sounds fun.
It really.
Cassie, what age group is this for?
This
Six
is
to-
6 to 10, but if older kids who are older than 10 want to do it, that's okay.
Mhm.
Like, it's just that if you're in middle or high school, for example, oh my gosh, yes, pass them around. They're so cute. They're so cute.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Pass them around. Take
Something.
take-
Yes, yeah. They'll love it.
These are the families, special edition, summer reading dragon, and then, each square is worth 30 minutes, and after you complete 4 squares, you can come and pick a family. You start with 3 cards, so you can start.
love that.
I hope so.
Yeah. You can play with each other.
And yeah,
Yes.
there's a whole like science behind that. I agree with how some of the reading- Yeah.
Yeah. And older kids can still do this. It's just that if they're older and don't qualify for Topsfield Fair, they get a gift card instead. So
So
Right.
Topsfield only goes till 10.
I think,
Because middle school is.
it's 12. So if they're older than 12,
What happens 10 and 11, they're not in here.
yeah,
They're gonna be on the.
Kind of. they'll be on the teen prompts, but
11-year-olds
they
would
will
be.
still get, they can kind of choose kind of.
Yeah, so these are the families of dragons, but then if they attend a library program, they get special edition.
Oh, yes, the
Oh.
special cards,
Sure.
the sparkly
Sparkly.
ones.
Oh, my gosh.
So
We'll
the
so
idea,
encourage that. to
Yeah.
be-
They,
Angela, is the idea
Please.
a kid gets one of these sleeves? Is that
Yeah,
how it works?
they get a sleeve to start and then
Okay.
they can collect theirs. And there's also like
That's so
a
cool.
little, I know this program was so great. It was created by 2 librarians in Ohio. And they share it with everybody for free. And then hired an artist to do a special edition to go. They can make a card box to keep their cards in, so that's gonna be a separate, like a project, yeah. Program. Anyway, so, yeah, to keep them coming
Those are
back,
the
and
trend.
give like the egg for a special edition, and if they want the baby, they have to come to another program. And if they want to see the next one, they have to keep coming to.
I know, it's so
Have to
fun.
keep coming to the programs.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
They're so cute.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Evangeline. That was great.
Thank you. Yes. So we're still figuring out a few different like the questions you asked, but that's the gist of it. And I don't think we're really gonna police, like, if you're 13 and you want to do the reading dragons, but you don't qualify, you can
Right.
do the reading dragons, but then like get a gift card at the end instead of the Topsfield Fair Prize pack. So
Right.
Great.
yes, it's gonna be awesome. The kickoff is Saturday the 21st with the magician Mike Bent. And so
And kindergarten's that day too, right?
kindergarten's the week before. So kindergarten is this weekend.
Okay.
But we've been throwing that out in places too, the kindergarten day information.
I hope it's a wonderful turnout.
I hope so. I hope both programs and the summer reading challenges are all
Is the It's not gonna be under the.
I think on the one
I heard.
for next
The
Saturday,
weather's supposed to be another 13th.
this
Saturday in
weekend
a
is
row, I guess.
kindergarten day.
Yeah.
So that's they come in and get their library cards
That all takes
and
place
then
indoors.
they color a bag.
Yep.
But next weekend is the magic show, which
Let's
hopefully
hope that breaks the pattern.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, and the adult summer reading kickoff is the day before, so it's going to be the 20th. That's when you can register and get your packets. Good luck to you with your bingo boards for those who choose to do it.
I'm so excited. This is when I read in the summer because I have to do this.
Mhm. Mm-hmm. We did the budget update, the website update. All right, so so the town is switching to a new vendor for the website. It's called Revise, and
Right.
I am just only starting to work with them. I have not even fully made contact yet. Annie is putting me in touch with them as we speak, to get everything going.
Will
So
be a cost for us.
as far as I know, this whole thing, it's a lot cheaper than our current vendor. And I'm also hoping that we'll be able to cycle through pictures on the front page. I think we had talked about that too. And also have different picture of our library because the one we have currently shows the roof.
It would be nice to be able to just have it not be so static.
Yeah, and we can have some like this is the makeover that has happened, and this is this, and this is this. This is the artwork, and so once I make contact with them and get the ball rolling and can actually look at things, I've only really seen a mini screenshot with our logo in the corner and a stock photo, so that's not ready yet. But I've heard good things about Revise. I do trust Rebecca's decisions, so I am hoping to work well with them, and like I said, I'll keep you updated throughout the month since the go live date is July 1st. So yeah, exactly. So I also I know over the weekend you had mentioned, Jan.
I'm sorry, say that.
Over the weekend, Jan, you had mentioned that the notification bar was gone. I got it back today.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think basically what I had thought, like they just kind of like took it away because it was an extra service and it was 1 month left. But they were like, "Do you need it back?" And I was like, "There is a specific reason why we have it up right now." So, so they were nice and very nicely brought it back.
Okay.
And
And thank you for doing that because I noticed it just after we updated.
I know, just after we updated the link.
It's gone.
And I have one thing that's not necessarily part of this, but does anybody have any questions about anything? Okay, so we have a bit of a conflict with next month. The Greater Haverhill Art Association is going to be doing their art show here as the artist. And they're the only set up time and date that they could do is the Wednesday of our meeting during our meeting time.
That's July 9th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am throwing out some options here. Maybe we could think of some options too. There are other spaces, of course. If we want to move to another day during the week, I know summer is hard for everybody though.
How about that Thursday? Does that work?
5:30 to 7:30.
Oh, okay. It just in this
In
room?
this room?
Not just in this room, but it is the whole library, and I don't know if they're, because it's a bunch of people,
Yeah.
they're going.
And they need the whole library space. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the issue. Like, if it
Yeah,
was
I've
just,
talked to them.
it was just like, oh, we have it all laid out, but I have a feeling they're gonna figure out a bit of a layout when they're here. So,
Right.
um,
What about the
Yeah, maybe
firehouse?
we
Fire
could just
station.
do another.
yeah, we
Small meeting. Town hall.
could do that if it's available.
It's open. I hope it's at 4.
No, well, I know
We-
Conscom meets the same night we do.
Yeah,
Except for the big room is used at 7:30, but the little room might be
Little
open.
room
That's
is
plenty
good.
big enough.
the little room is plenty big enough, and I think I can make it. I need to make sure I can get. You're on boards. Do you know if there's ever been like a projection? Do they have the ability to project in the little room?
In the
They
little
do, they
room,
do
yes.
things by Zoom too.
Okay.
Don't you have your trash and recycling meetings in the small room, Jan?
Okay, I'll get some training on that beforehand because
Yeah.
yeah, I'll, as long as I know that I can set up the owl and
Yeah.
make it project, then that's fine.
Why do you need to have?
Oh,
But then,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so everybody can see everybody else.
Yeah,
So
they do have it in that room.
in the
I
little room.
don't think they have it at the fire station.
In the fire station, I think they do, but it's a little bit. I think because it's a bigger space, we might have a harder time with echo and all sorts of things. And
Well, yeah, look.
as long as I get the training to do it, I should be fine.
Being summer, I would prefer to keep it the
Me
same
too.
day.
I agree. I just wanted to throw out options. So
I think
we could
either
do that.
room would-
okay. So what I'm gonna do is immediately tomorrow contact Annie and book it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
And if it's not booked, then we will endure the fire station.
Yeah, and they did have a fire station. They had a meeting from the water department in the fire station, I think about a week ago, and it came through quite clear.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if they use a meeting owl though. Our meeting owl kind of
I don't know. I really don't
hinders
know.
some things too, but in the
Right.
small room, we'd be able to all hear each other. And
That would be great.
yeah, book small
Any
meeting
questions for Darcy on?
4, 7, 9 meeting.
Looks great.
Hopefully.
Anything else you need to add, Darcy?
That is what I have. I will say you'll see in the variance report expense lines that are still that have money, but that's all all spent as of this warrant that I'm turning in tomorrow.
Right.
So
Right.
those will be pretty much zeroed out.
Oh, the step up on July 1st. Is that what happened?
That's the plan. Yes, I need to get him, make sure Rebecca gets him on the next agenda, and that's the plan. I have him on the schedule for the full-time hours starting July
Yes.
1st. So
That's great.
Yeah, you had mentioned looking for someone to help Evangeline. Last year, didn't Gray,
Gray interned, and
but not this year. Gray is,
Gray's a page now.
Page,
So I have a volunteer in mind if her schedule works out that way. We have a volunteer for during the school year, but she kind of takes off like May, June, July, August. goes up to Maine, I think. And so I want to make sure that she has that extra support because that group is very popular. So I need to work out that schedule with the volunteer, but hopefully it will.
Right. And would Gray be able to give some time in her page hours to Evangeline as well, where she's already has the training?
Possibly, but I already have Gray scheduled for Friday afternoons, so leaving and then
Okay.
coming back is a little tough.
Yeah.
She doesn't drive, and so it's a little bit
Okay.
more, little bit more complicated.
Right. And with Matt, with his extra hours, would he be able to assist somewhat?
Yeah, but it's not really in his job description.
Right. Right.
He will need support.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we do have volunteers to choose from. I'm
Good.
just kind of gathering the resources for which ones I think would be best and which time they would be available. So,
And in a crush.
Excellent. Good plan.
Laurel, please come take attendance and
If she needs extra help too, let me know. Because,
Mhm.
you know, there's helping her last summer.
yes, you two
You know,
did
some of the
a lot of stuff
some of the
for
but not-
youth services last year.
Is it Fridays when you think she'll need the most help?
So Fridays at 11 we have either story times
Mhm.
or open plays. Story times are the more popular ones, but we also get decent amount for open play. But you know, it also involves becoming socialized with the group because the volunteer who is doing it eventually, you know, she would take down names, learn all their names, and she would take attendance and go over that with Evangeline, and then kind of be an extra person just in the room, which is always fun. So
Right. Is it Marianne?
yeah, Marianne, you'll be back in September. So yeah, I am working on it.
Anything else? Good?
I think that's
That's
what
it?
I've got.
Okay. So our next item is the director's contract. So I understood we need to print this out.
Yes. Is it all edited?
Pretty much.
New dates, new money.
New dates, new money, new names. Is
If you're on our Wi-Fi, you should be able to print from your computer to our printer, our public printer. So, but I can help you with it if you can't find it.
one more.
So
Is it
Well-
June 30th, the date that has to be turned in, Darcy?
June 30th. That's
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we can get most right here, and then it's just, just waiting for.
Yeah.
While
5
she's doing this,
Yeah.
just kind of, as we're talking about new names and things, MBLC has contacted me and said, are these people still on? Because I sent the names. Sorry, I spelled your name wrong.
Lindsay
And-
did it too.
And
wrote
Lindsay did it too. Oh,
Yes.
so I don't know if Lindsay received an email, but they asked if Charlie Herman and I forget Barbara Govan and somebody else was still on the board. I'm like, no,
I have to
no.
update the staff too.
So,
I saw.
so no, I said I would do it after this meeting because we were going, they need
Okay.
to know who the chair is, who the, so I will do that. It's on my list to do tomorrow. I
Okay.
will send it to them. I said, please understand that I could send it to you now, but then, 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna be changing it.
The slate is.
Let's just get it done. So I will be doing that at all your addresses, emails, all that stuff. Like your own,
Why are you doing it?
because I was contacted. to do
Oh,
it.
but why, and why you trying to do that? Why did they contact me or Jan? Why do you?
Because I was listed as secretary.
Oh, okay.
It's old stuff.
Okay.
I thought they sent it to the listserv and said, "Hey, everybody, check your links."
And and then we also, and yes, we all got, once I added you.
And then
we
now they're
should have gotten
responding
it
to you because you
double check
responded.
it.
Yes.
So that's how Lindsay knew to double check it. And I said, well, I'll just do it all. So Yeah, but I mean, if someone else wants to do it.
I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah,
thank you for
no,
doing
because they had me listed as secretary and they had Barbara as treasurer and Charlie.
Oh,
as
they were
admin.
way,
didn't
way
have-
far behind.
Right, they didn't have
been a
you
while.
on at all,
No.
so, yeah, when I looked at the list, so we need to, keep that updated.
Are there any other comments? While we're waiting for the contract?
oh, I'm just kind of curious when they saw the Langley Adams story.
Oh.
Langley
Yeah.
Adams,
Okay.
why?
Oh, really? Yes, thank you for doing
It's
that.
all lowercase, all
Very
lowercase.
interesting. I did not realize a lot of that, so. Mhm.
It's good to like, to understand that portrait. That,
Oh, yeah.
you know, why the
Mhm.
portrait is hanging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good.
And I never knew that it, like two families, like,
Let's see if this
I just
shows.
thought
Oh,
the guy's name was Langley Adams.
Oh, really?
And I wondered why there was.
Click
a-
show password.
It's two families. Yeah. So.
Many years ago, the finance director, Greg LeBrecq, had that evaluated by the town insurance company. And at that time, it was priced at $12,000. And he had put
Yeah, let's-
insurance on it. And I think it's important that we check it again. It needed to be cleaned at that time. It never has been. But it did have a portrait value of $12,000. Now, I don't know if that's auction value, insurance value. I think it was insurance value. So we need to check with Rebecca to see if that still falls under the town insurance.
I think we should move that portrait into the children's and use it as a threat.
Well, that's where it
I'm
really.
sorry? I didn't hear what you said, Lee.
I think we should
No,
move that
put it
portrait
in
into
the
the
notes.
children's and use it as a threat.
Okay, I still missed it. What did you say, Lee?
I think we should move the portrait into the children's zoo and use it as a threat.
Discern.
It does have some value, and
Is it working?
It
Um,
says
it
it's
might not
it.
be a bad
It's
idea
the
to have it
printer,
cleaned
but
and
it-
have it
I
featured.
just kind of like set it up in the computer.
Maybe have it like this is.
Oh, the thing is, it was really half joking because the money that family donated money had poor children. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It started.
Yeah.
Well, you can have a portrait cleaned at the Northeast Conservation Center in Andover. They do a good job there.
Oh.
It's not cheap, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a study on that also, and it's in the records kept at the library.
Any other comments from you? Any ideas, whatever? Right, and we don't have anybody from the public, do we? So, we could adjourn and just wait to do this.
Could I just ask one? I did have one thing, Jan. I did have one thing. Jan,
Yes, I'm listening.
I'm sorry. I can't hear everybody. It can't hear
That's
the
okay.
the sign on the front lawn. We've talked about it before, and I know Lee had contacted the generous donors who had installed it.
Yes.
It's still paint is peeling off it. It's covered with branches. Is there? And I asked if perhaps the maintenance Steve McPherson would take on the job of painting it, or if it should be someone else, or what it would take. And I don't know if Lee looked into it any further.
Parker said that
Yeah, could help with that.
Parker said that it's out. Once they
You put it for a second.
No, it was a generous donation. We shouldn't expect them to keep it up all forever. But something has to be done. It's really kind of getting, and how hard we fought to get that sign.
I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think it just needs to be refreshed. Just wouldn't take a lot, but some trim back of the bushes and shrubs. I don't even know. It could be forever. I don't know what it is that's growing on it, but also the paint. It shines through where it's peeled, and it just needs to be refreshed.
But definitely could be, it might be something he could do, or it might be outside of all his other responsibilities, but
It could be.
right, but it certainly could be something that we make sure we get on our list
Yep.
that we use. the
Right,
fund.
because it's not something that's going to take days. I mean, it's a matter of a couple of hours.
Right, or even a lot of money to do that.
No, it's not going to be a lot of money. No, I'll donate the paint just to have it.
No,
The other
agree.
thing, Jan,
It
you've
does
been
step
watching
out.
that. Yep,
What,
thank you. You've been watching that tree out by the back door for the bittersweet that grows on it. Have we made
Oh,
what?
do that again.
Where are we?
It's there.
It grows back and then I cut it down and then it grows back and then I cut it down.
Is there any way to
I've never done
eradicate it
anything.
permanently?
I'm sorry, what?
That's okay.
Any way to eradicate it?
Yeah, just save it and.
Well, bittersweet is tenacious because.
I
even when you
know,
pull
I
it
know.
out- Yeah, so no, I'll take a look at it again when
Look
I've
at
got
some
my garden
downloads.
clothes on. And see if I can.
I
pull it
just
down.
wonder
I
if
mean,
there's some way just to eradicate it so it's not upkeep. Because someday you're not going to be around, and it's going to take over and kill the tree. So I'd like to be able to eradicate
Yeah,
it.
I think the trick is finding a way to eradicate it without hurting the tree.
I think.
I know.
I don't think it's killing the tree at this point because I've done it every year. I've taken it down. So, it's just, you have to keep doing it every year, but I will look into that too.
And
Yes, good.
on that note. I
Maybe
want to-
Collins Tree Service would know a way to do it without hurting the tree.
I mean, the roots go, I mean, even if you leave a piece of the
I know,
vine
it's
or a
awful.
leaf,
It-
it
awful.
roots.
I
I-
can tell
I
you how
think
many
trees-
times I've pulled it out of my yard and I still
Yeah.
have tons of it.
So it's that and the
Email the
bamboo, how to get rid of it, or whatever it's called, knotweed.
And then I'll
I always mean to go over and cut it in the fall because I love it for fall decorations, but I never think of it.
So on that note, I do want to thank Jan for doing the outside planters and for maintaining
Oh.
things like that. Thank you. You have done over and beyond trustee. You need to get a garden group. I tried to talk to Justin to get a group of kids. Let's do this garden out here.
Well, how is the back garden, Darcy, by the way?
It could be worse. I think it's
It's better.
Better too.
It looks better than it did. It looks
yes,
better than it
I
did.
think it does
But
look
this
better.
year, did you get it clean?
So rainy
Put that on the list.
No.
Is Evangeline using it a lot for programming?
She's used it.
Yeah.
Just
This
went up
year.
there once so far. It was a nice day.
We haven't had really nice weather yet.
Okay.
She does use it.
Did you get it?
And the side.
I'm
lawn,
still
too.
signing in.
So,
I mean, general sprucing up is always good. Anything else? We're
Just-
Waiting,
Yeah.
Darcy's gonna get that.
Well, I make a motion, we end the meeting at 6:58 PM.
Second.
I second it.
Okay,
Arrived.
let's bring it to a vote. Lee,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Caitlin, yes, Kathy,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Dan. Thank you all.
All right,
Thank you.
so
Something about this file.
It's the file you think?
Trying to get this,
It opened.
you turn the owl off.
Oh, yep, let's do that. Stop recording.